Hello everyone, my name is Mi and I'm a member of Group 9. We had already learned in Chapter 9 about US manufacturing, some production processes and operating management techniques. As you know, the US economy depends largely on manufacturing sector. It generates relatively large numbers of products as well as machines which are critical to the US citizens. In 2010, US was the world's second largest manufacturer with $1,696.7 billion of industrial output. However, intense competitions from foreign companies are challenging the US manufacturing sector. On the surface, we often hear about the media reporting about downturn of US manufacturing, including the decline of General Motors and other auto companies. Jobs are lost to foreign manufacturers from Mexico, China, India, which question the US company's ability to respond to challenges effectively as in the past. In order to survive in this turbulent economy, US companies have to maintain competitive edge by focusing on customer, maintaining closer relationships with suppliers and other companies to satisfy customer needs, practicing continuous improvement, focusing on quality, saving on costs through site selection, utilizing the internet, adopting new production techniques. But do all US companies really follow this structure? Today, I would like to discuss about this issue through a video case called Keeping Your Eye on the Ball. This video case will tell us more detail about how one example of successful US manufacturers faces the difficulty of modern manufacturing trends. Guess who? Yeah, that's Boeing Corporation. Let me tell you briefly about the history of Boeing. Boeing Corporation is founded in 1880 by five brothers. This is an American company headquartered in Broomfield, Colorado. Boeing is best known for its early production of glass jars, lids, and related products used for home canning. They started out making glass containers and then made a transition into more contemporary packaging in the 1950s and 1960s, aluminum packaging for beverages. After being privately owned, family-owned for many years, Boeing Company became a public company in 1972. Then, it has expanded and diversified into other business ventures, including aerospace technology, and become the world's largest manufacturer of recyclable metal beverage and food containers. The point is, what makes Boeing Company so successful? So, let's take a look at the continuous can making process, which is a key factor building up reputation for Boeing Company. Right after the approximately 10,000 pounds aluminum coil came in, the first step, called copper starts, is a press that sends out the can into a cup that almost looks like a tuna can. Then, those tuna cans are conveyed to the body maker, also known as a draw and iron. When going through the body maker, that punch grams it through and stretches draw that metal out to the length we want it to be. After that, can go to the streamer which streams cans down to the standard can height. Then, cans convey over to a 6-stage washer. 6-stage here means that this step includes a wash station, a pre-wash station, 2 rinse, and a washer. When cans come out of that, they go through a 250-degree dryer and stay in there for a couple of minutes. Those cans will continuously transfer over to decorator. This oven's function is rolling the ink on each can. Then, cans will run through an varnish that is put on to protect that ink. After that, cans go into the internal coat. Each can will be put a coating inside to keep the beverage from eating through the aluminum. Those cans then are put through another oven, and then when they come out, we call them straight warm cans, which means not having the neck or the flange on the can. Next, straight warm cans go over to the necker and flanger array. This is where we reduce the diameter of the can so the lid can sit on top of it. Then it's time for looking for any kind of leaking the can by using light tester. Bone Corporation can currently test 100% each and every can with a continuous rate, 1,500 cans per minute. The outside of can is flooded with a light source, and any lights that show through the can will be rejected. After finished, cans will be conveyed over to the palletizer. Finally, we come to the last step, storing. Completed cans are taken to the warehouse and stored with the approximately 200,000 to 220,000 square feet warehouse. About 220 million cans are held in there. As you can see, in Bone Corporation, cans are manufactured on automated machinery. By using technology effectively, Bone Company can not only operate the process efficiently but also cut costs. Nevertheless, despite being the U.S. largest packaging company, Bone still faces many challenges. They need to position themselves as a brand in the minds of customers. That means they have to make the customer think of the brand rather than the others, which also manufacture the same packaging as Bone. Now, it's time for us to solve 3 questions of this video case. Looking at the future of manufacturing in the United States, do you think U.S. companies like Bone are adapting to the challenges of foreign manufacturers? What is Bone doing to stay competitive? From a point of view, according to the Bone's effort to improving the process and techniques day by day, I believe that it's obvious that U.S. companies like Bone are adapting to the challenges of foreign manufacturers. Even though the domestic labor costs are higher, the U.S. manufacturing are effective. They are using high technology to make better and faster manufacturing. Also, since labor costs increased in foreign countries, manufacturing sections tend to shift back to the U.S. Therefore, U.S. companies can take full advantages of cost effectiveness in the country. To stay competitive in the eagle of global market, Bone Company focuses on 6 actions. One of the things they have to look at is downtime on a line. They feel that anytime they are down on a line, they are losing money. Thus, the way they keep their costs down and be competitive is by volume of the product that they can produce. Engineers folks change the specs of machine in some cases to make them more efficient, run faster and better. Looking for innovation, helping figure out how to make package were lighter and has less matter in them. Cooperating with the core brand to produce some product that consumers might be familiar with. The second action is limiting outsourcing production. Bone located its facility close to both its suppliers and customers. That makes distribution faster, easier, and cheaper. Next, using robotics and different things of that nature to transfer things. It means that when they lay out the lines, they are laying out so they can funnel their warehouse or forklift traffic through one man else and keep the rest of them open. The other thing is to hold the just-in-time inventory control. Depending on what the product is, what raw materials suppliers may warehouse it here close to the plant. Bone Company also set up a secondary supplier. If there is a hiccup in it, the bone can go back up the suppliers. Obviously, they are also focusing on quality with customers requiring so many different things. They integrate a little bit from all the different quality out there. Lastly, light weighting, which is using less materials in their containers, whether it's plastic or metal. Also work with local communities and municipalities to create recycling programs. Therefore, they can get their products back, save energy and raw materials, and make the entire life cycle analysis system more efficient. This video mentions the loss of U.S. manufacturing jobs to overseas location. What is it called? What is the opposite trend that has occurred in the U.S. with companies like Toyota and Honda? The video mentions the loss of U.S. manufacturing jobs to overseas location. It is called outsourcing. This term means contracting with other companies, often in other countries, to do some or all of the functions of a firm, like its production or accounting tasks. Thus, outsourcing had serious consequences. In some states where jobs have been lost to overseas competitors. The opposite trend is called insourcing. It means that foreign companies come to do manufacturing activities in domestic areas and offer jobs to local employees. For example, Korea-based Hyundai operates design and engineering headquarters in Detroit, Michigan, and produces cars in Montgomery, Alabama. Japanese automakers Honda and Toyota have been producing cars in the United States for years. In this way, insourcing creates many new U.S. jobs and helps offset those jobs being outsourced. What is meant by Six Sigma? Six Sigma at many organizations simply means a measure of quality that strives for near perfection. Six Sigma is a disciplined, data-driven approach and method for eliminating defects, striving toward six standard deviation between the mean and the nearest specification limit in any process, from manufacturing to transactional and from product to service. Its process can be described by a sigma rating indicating its yield of the percentage of defect-free products it creates. Its fundamental objective is to improve the quality of the output of the process by identifying and removing the causes of defects and minimizing variability in manufacturing and business processes. There are two very important methods of executing a Six Sigma initiative: Six Sigma DMAIC and Six Sigma DMADV. Each term's name is derived from a major steps in its process, but each has its own use. DMAIC stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, Control. Is used to correct a process that already exists. DMADV It stands for define, measure, analyze, design, validate. Is used to create a new process. So, as we can see, there are many changes in manufacturing, but the US manufacturers try their best to follow and adapt to the changes. That is the strong point that we must learn it from them. Rupert Murdoch, founder of News Corporation, said, "World is changing very fast. Big will not beat small anymore. It will be the fast beating the slow." Learning how to handle changes will be a big step to success.